Former President Donald Trump's recent acknowledgement of his 2020 election loss has caused a stir among far-right figures, particularly white nationalist Nick Fuentes. Fuentes, known for his extremist views, expressed outrage over Trump's admission, calling it a tremendous betrayal, and criticizing the sacrifices made by Trump supporters during the January 6 Capitol attack. Fuentes, along with other far-right influencers like Loomer and Candace Owens, voiced frustration with Trump's recent shift toward more moderate stances as he seeks broader support in the 2024 election. This has led to a noticeable division within the far-right community, with some figures vowing to oppose Trump in future campaigns. The potential impact of losing far-right support could be significant, as Trump's campaign has traditionally relied on these voices to rally his most. Former President Donald Trump's recent acknowledgement of his 2020 election defeat has sent shockwaves through far-right circles, leading to intense backlash from some of his most ardent supporters. This marked shift in tone from Trump, who has repeatedly and falsely claimed that the election was stolen from him, has prompted prominent far-right figures, including white nationalist Nick Fuentes, to distance themselves from the 2024 Republican nominee. In several instances over recent weeks, Trump has admitted that he lost the 2020 election to President Joe Biden, describing the defeat as happening by a whisker. During a 45-minute interview on August 4th with podcaster Lex Fridman, Trump commented on the election, stating, "He beat us by a whisker. It was a terrible thing." He echoed similar sentiments during an August 30th appearance at a Moms for Liberty summit and at a press event on August 23rd along the southern border. These remarks represent a rare moment of candor for Trump, who has long touted the narrative of election fraud as a central theme of his 2024 campaign. Despite Trump's periodic admissions of defeat over the past few years, these latest comments have been met with a particularly sharp reaction from the far right. Many supporters had embraced his claims of widespread fraud and rallied behind the Stop the Steal movement, which culminated in the violent January 6, 2021, attack on the U.S. Capitol by Trump supporters attempting to halt the certification of Biden's victory. Nick Fuentes, a Holocaust-denying podcaster and white nationalist who gained notoriety for attending a 2022 dinner with Trump and rapper Kanye West, now known as Ye at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, was especially critical. On September 4th, Fuentes blasted Trump for admitting that he lost the election and vowed to lead a campaign against him. So, why did we do Stop the Steal? Why did anyone go to January 6th? Why did anyone go to jail? Fuentes fumed on his podcast. It would have been good to know that before 1,600 people got charged. It would have been good to know that before I had all my money frozen, put on a no-fly list, banned from everything, lost all my bank and payment processing. Fuentes expressed his deep sense of betrayal, accusing Trump of showing callous indifference to the sacrifices made by his supporters, many of whom faced legal consequences for their involvement in the Capitol riot. Fuentes himself has been heavily scrutinized for his extremist rhetoric and actions and now joins a growing number of far-right figures who feel disillusioned with Trump. This dissatisfaction within the far-right community could present a significant challenge for Trump's 2024 campaign. His political messaging has often relied on amplification from far-right influencers and media personalities, who helped rally the support of his most dedicated base. Losing this amplification could weaken his campaign's ability to energize the same core group of voters that played a pivotal role in his 2016 victory. Colin Henry, a researcher at George Washington University who studies the intersection of the internet and political violence, noted a noticeable decline in Trump's support within far-right communities in recent months. At first, it was just like, they're mad about the tactics the campaign is using. But now it feels like there's blood in the water, right? And the fringe senses this opportunity to take back more control of the movement, Henry explained. He added that many white supremacist groups have never viewed Trump as fully aligned with their agenda but rather as a useful vehicle for promoting their views. As Trump shifts his tone to appeal to a broader electorate, their enthusiasm has waned. The growing dissatisfaction from the far right isn't limited to Fuentes. Activist Loomer, a prominent figure in far-right circles, has also expressed frustration with Trump's recent messaging. Loomer posted on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, that Trump's focus on the 2020 election needs to change fast because we can't talk about a stolen election for another 4 years. She also criticized Trump's surrogates, calling them weak and suggesting that his campaign's momentum is being intentionally suppressed. Far-right commentator Candace Owens has also weighed in, describing the discontent among Trump's base as a MAGA Civil War. She attributed the infighting to frustration over Trump's softening policies and more mainstream appeal, which has alienated some of his most fervent supporters. "I'm just not sure who is driving the MAGA bus anymore," Owens said on her podcast, adding that while she still supports Trump, she feels he is losing the backing of people who once believed in him. You need those people. That is your base. You can't suddenly change who your base is and think that that is going to be a successful strategy here. This isn't the first time Trump has faced criticism from far-right provocateurs over his attempts to broaden his appeal in a general election. However, the intensity of the backlash this time around could present a new set of obstacles for his campaign. Fuentes has already signaled plans for sustained opposition to Trump's 2024 bid, including organizing a press conference in Michigan, planning events to counter Trump's rallies, and other efforts to pressure the campaign into re-engaging with its far-right base. Trump's shifting positions on issues like abortion have also drawn rebukes from key conservative groups, further complicating his efforts to navigate the tensions between maintaining his core base and appealing to a broader electorate. Whether or not he can bridge this divide will likely play a critical role in shaping his path forward in the 2024 election.